Welcome everyone to this online schools partnership meet. This meet is the first of two that are scheduled for today, and as you realise, it involves schools from Australia and India. And a special welcome to students from my old school, St Joseph's in Geelong. A second meet is planned today for students from England, Ireland, Africa, the United States and Canada. Unfortunately, time differences around the world make it impossible to have a single event in school time everywhere, but at least you'll be able to view a recording of both of those events if you'd like. This event is part of the mission of Edmund Rice International, which is to network globally for justice. Edmund Rice schools are present in about 25 countries and includes hundreds of thousands of students, so potentially a powerful voice for justice that is so much needed in our world. And the purpose of this gathering is to enable school representatives, or ERI youth ambassadors as we've called them, to come together to share the actions and initiatives for justice that their school is involved in, to learn from what other schools are doing, perhaps gain some ideas that can be adapted and used in their school, and to be encouraged to continue the work to raise awareness and promote justice activity in their school. So before we begin to hear from each of you, I just want to remind you of the work of ERI, which is based in Geneva to engage with the Human Rights Council of the United Nations. So you might like to check our website and subscribe to our free monthly newsletter to learn more about our work. And I'll certainly be including something about this event in the next newsletter. So with that, I'll hand back to you, Tina, to continue the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Brian. And Grace, over to you. Let's make a beginning with a little reflect. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you, brother. Just yesterday, we celebrated the feast day of our founder, Blessed Edmund Rice. And as we begin today, we will just do a short reflection on the image of Edmund Rice. I'm sure many of you have, or all of you, have seen the traditional portraits of Edmund. They're very well-known paintings, okay? They show him with a composed, thoughtful expression. Of course, that symbolizes his dedication to education, justice, and faith. And as I said, these are displayed in our schools and in the schools which are founded by him. So we have the traditional portraits of Edmund Rice. Then there are also icons created by artists of Edmund Rice. Like this is the Irish Edmund Rice icon, which is very famous. It was made in 1986 by Desmond Kine and unveiled in Liverpool in 1986. So this artist uses Celtic and Byzantine styles to depict Edmund, and there are various features of Edmund Rice's life depicted in this icon. Very interesting study. Panels showing his love for children, guidance of the spirit, dedication to the poor, his love for Mary, and his love for the people he was serving. We also have an Indian icon. I don't know if many of you have seen it. So I was very happy to discover that in India also an artist called Mr. Jyoti Sai, he made an Indian icon of Edmund Rice's life, showing Edmund with children, with the poor, and also Jesus in the midst of it all as a guru guiding him and the spirit. So we have all these icons of Edmund Rice. And interestingly, there are no records or no pictures of Edmund available. So when you think of it, we don't have any recorded pictures or videos of Edmund. Later, when his body was exhumed to be transferred to Mount Zion, a reconstructed likeness of Edmund was created from the remains. And this is an image which was made from the reconstructed, body of, or the face of Edmund. It shows the very humanness and personal characteristics of Edmund. So if you are visiting Edmund Rice Center, you can really see what he was in his life, his character, his mission. So this is another image we have. However, not having an image of Edmund Rice is very significant for us because we don't have photographs, we have a legacy. He lived from 1762 to 1844. But we have now just these representations. These are pictures drawn by students across India. We have some from England, we have some from other places. Eventually, you'll see them. But these are just representations. So, if we don't have photographs, then what do we have? As I said, a legacy. And therefore, we are the living image of Edmund through our actions and values. More than statues or paintings of founders or people who have been the dominant figures of any congregation, I think Edmund stands out through the people he left behind, through the teachers, the brothers, the men and women, the students, and through their lives, their acts of compassion, dedication to justice, education. They have made a mark and they have created the image of Edmund, as even now we are doing as we assemble here. These are pictures of our ERI youth ambassadors across the world. So, as we reflect on this very significant aspect on the life of a founder, let's remember that we are the image of Edmund and we are here to continue his mission in our world today. Everything we draw about Edmund is not enough. Our actions and words speak volume. This is a poem I just composed last night to share with you. And as I read it, maybe you can reflect with it and see what does it say to you about our founder, Blessed Edmund Rice, and all of us sitting here. The title is The Fire of Your Love. Creation whispers, God is here. In wind and water, sky so clear. Though eyes may fail to see God's face, we feel God's breath in time and space. The Spirit moves a silent guide, not in thunder, but inside. No voice that shouts, no blinding light, just quiet truth that feels so right. We do not see, yet still believe in every moment we receive, through acts of love, through hands that give, in those who teach us how to live. We see you, Edmund, not in portraits or stone, but in the hearts that make your own. Men and women, bold and kind, who carry fire and light the blind. The fire of justice, calm and true. The flame of faith passed on through you. Through centuries and ages part, your love still burns in every heart. And as we pause, I invite each of you to close your eyes for a moment, if you are comfortable doing that. And in your heart space, allow the fire of love that Edmund carried for God, for the people made poor, for all creation, to be renewed and strengthened as we start this meet. Thank you for the pause. We are schools for the world. We are a global network, and we are the image of Edmund Rice. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace, for that reflection. And now we'll dive straight into our meet, and we'll begin with the recordings that have come in from different schools. So I'll share the first recording, and that is from St. John's High School in Chandigarh. Okay, and we have students here from St. John's. So let me. Just a moment. Let me. Okay. I'm having a little problem in sharing that. Just give me a moment. We'll,
Greetings everyone. Today I, Kabir Gulati, Youth Ambassador from Class 10 at St. John's High School, will provide you all with the insights about initiatives undertaken by our school regarding justice and advocacy. We have had numerous drives, campaigns and events with justice and advocacy as their focal points over the past months. We have had plastic and e-waste collection drives in which we have collected one-time use plastic and electronic waste and have sent them to an NGO to get them recycled. We have held a massive ration collection drive with the help of the members of the Social Justice, NSS and Interact clubs. The entire school participated in this drive by donating essential commodities to people in need. The collection was later distributed in a local slum area. Members of the social justice group also participated in an awareness campaign in which they made paper bags to spread awareness about the harmful effects of one-time use plastic. Another wonderful initiative is the Pass It Forward initiative, in which students donated their old books and uniforms to other children in need. A blank paper drive also took place in our school. In this, students removed blank pages from their notebooks at the end of the session, and these pages were then bound into fresh notebooks. We hope that the efforts made by St. John's to uplift the spirit of justice and advocacy have inspired you all to do good to others around you as well.
So thank you, St. John's, for that. We have the St. John's Social Justice Group over here. If you'd just like to quickly unmute and say a quick word about the impact that has had on you all, okay, you're most welcome to do so.
Good morning, everybody. We are the Social Justice Group of St. John's, and I believe that all these drives and the projects that we do over the years, they help us a lot. They teach us a lot about justice and advocacy and how others should be treated as well. I hope they motivated all of you as well to do the same.
Thank you, Arma. Okay, I'll now go on to St. Aquinas in Perth. Okay, and you all have also sent in a video, so I'll share your video too. Okay, just give me a moment.
Here at Aquinas, we have an emphasis on the journey of becoming a man, in particular, the kind of man the world needs most. The Justice, Peace and Advocacy Council believes that one crucial part of this notion of being a man is how do we have the
we must have with each other, young man to young man. And this is also a conversation we must have with ourselves, to look inside at our attitudes and beliefs we hold.
If you do this, you're making a stand for the better. And as part of this stand, anyone who takes a photo with one of these signs will be able to wear a fancy tie in our school's upcoming She's Someone Tie Day. The details and date will be confirmed with your tutor.
And remember, wear your tie proudly. This is a public symbol to show your support to make our future better.
The Justice, Peace and Advocacy Student Council at Aquinas College seeks to address the root causes of injustices by transforming attitudes, behaviours and policies. The She's Someone campaign advocates for gender equality and respectful relationships. The college invited guest speakers to help students challenge harmful cultures and reimagine masculinity, while panel discussions facilitated open conversations about gender equality and respectful relationships. Events such as a father and son evening encourage meaningful dialogues on gender violence and respect, while on She's Someone Tie Day, students wear alternative ties to symbolise their commitment to a positive future. The campaign has made a significant impact, fostering empathy, leadership, and a deeper understanding of sexism and respect. Together, they are building a more just and respectful world.
So thank you, Aquinas, for that. Okay. Again, if you'd like to unmute yourself, okay, please do so and share with us the impact that that campaign has had on the students of your school.
Thank you, Tino. Well, the impact, it's had a real big impact on the young men around the school. It's really allowed us to drop our masks and have these deep heart-to-heart conversations and be vulnerable with each other. And we found it to be really great, and it was really successful and has been the past few years. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, we have another video now from India, from St. Patrick's High School. All right. So let me just get that video organized in a moment. Okay.
Warm greetings to everyone across the globe. I'm Chehek from St. Patrick's Higher Secondary School, Asansol, and it's been both a joy and a privilege to serve as one of the youth ambassadors of our school. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to share our experience on a platform dedicated to human rights, social justice, and meaningful changes. It has been an honor to attend the global sessions organized by ERI. Through these Zoom meetings, we could easily connect with the young, passionate youth ambassadors across the globe, each offering a unique perspective and a shared commitment to justice. These meetings also prepared us for the Human Rights Report Card initiative, where we critically evaluated our country's score on the human rights performance. This process pushed us to research deeply and also to reflect critically. On July 3rd, we had a regional meet with the youth ambassadors across India. This led to an exchange of ideas which broadened our mind and also inspired us to take action. In December, we had our very first residential meet, a vibrant mixture of creativity, culture, and dialogue. There we were put in groups to work on case study, explore tools for advocacy, and also to record our own oral statement, an experience that I'll always cherish. Our powerful performance by the Pratyek group reminded us how art can serve as a voice to justice. What stood out most was realizing that we are not alone. While connecting with the peers across the region and nation, we came to know that when young youth come together, they can become a powerful force to change. As Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of committed, thoughtful citizens to change the world. And indeed, it's the only thing that ever has been. These sessions also reminded us that how awareness is the first step to action, and through unity, we can create a more just world. Thank you.
So thank you, Jake. I know you're on the line over there. So if any one of you would like to share anything regarding the impact of some of those activities, you're welcome to.
The activities have had a huge impact on the students. They have allowed us to visualize what's inside of us, have broadened our perspectives, and like in general given us a wider view of the world and how we can change it with every small step we take. And we are looking forward to doing more events and activities which would help empower others and make the world a more just place for the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay. And Right now, okay, I'm going to now go to Alexandra and your school over there. Okay, so if you're most welcome to share about your social justice activities with us. Over to you all. You've got about 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good. We've been doing in our school the Project Compassion Walk. We partnered with Caritas, and basically we all gathered together and walked around the school, essentially meditating and praying upon like different, I guess, like thoughts and feelings. So, for example, we sometimes reflected upon like I think different saints, and also like it was a way to like encourage us to build relationships with younger years. So it was like a whole school thing, so K to 12. And yeah, it was a really great opportunity for all of us.
And all the donations for people who came went to Project Compassion to help those people in need as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and you'd like to tell us a little bit about where your school is?
Sydney, yeah. We're located in Southwest Sydney in Australia.
Wonderful, lovely, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll now go to a third school from India, which is Saint Columbus School. All right, so I have a video for them, so I'll just play that in a moment before we hear from them online.
Greetings everyone. I am Sayyid Atif Jamal, a student and more importantly an ERI Youth Ambassador from St. Columbus School, New Delhi. Keeping up with our agenda of the Edmund Rice International, we at St. Columbus have been hosting the Justice Meet, the Edmund Rice Justice Meet since 2020. Last year marked the 5th edition of our meet, and the topic that we had chosen was the 5th SDG, Gender Equality. All in all, we hosted 12 workshops, reached out to 89 schools all across India and abroad, and impacted nearly 200 teachers and 1,000 students internationally. At the end of the event, we encouraged other schools and their students to take up their own impact projects and initiatives. In the end, we had around 30 submissions on individual projects that were taken up by other schools. The impact was momentous, and we look forward to drive even greater change with our Justice Meet this year. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We are the Youth Ambassadors of the St. Columbus Middle School. Over the last year, as Youth Ambassadors, we have participated in a number of initiatives which change our perspective of the world.
One of these initiatives was the residential meet. In this, students from Christian Mother schools all over India came to our school and we discussed about human rights and child rights. We also took a walk from our school to Connaught Place, wearing the lens of justice, and saw the inequalities prevalent among us as a society.
The next initiative is the Clean and Green Classroom, which motivated students to keeping their school surroundings clean. We did this by rewarding a PT team to the cleanest classroom between 2 classes. We saw immense results, noticing that the school society was generally cleaner.
More recently, we had the climate meets. Students from around Delhi came to our school to learn about climate change and its effects. Members of certain organizations came and taught us about the causes and solutions to climate change. We also learned how to prepare small potted plants and about kitchen gardens.
Okay, thank you, St. Columbus School. All right, we had a report there from the high school as well as from the middle school. If any one of you would like to unmute and maybe share the impact of these activities on students. Okay, Aaron, you're most welcome.
Yeah, brother, so good morning. As I had mentioned in our video, We had 89 schools impacted when we advocated for justice, for gender equality, through forms of art like caricature, digital designing, singing, theater, and charts. Not only that, this year we got inspired and now we're going for quality education this year as well. Not only that, we also reached out to the parents during parent-teacher meetings, and through our He for She campaign, we have spread immeasurable impact and awareness.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. And now I'm going to go to St. Joseph's Geelong. All right. So if you all can unmute yourself, all right, that'll be lovely. Okay, St. Joseph's Geelong. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Student leaders, Brother Tinto, have had to go to class, to their physics class, but they have a little report here they wanted to share. They wanted to share that at St. Joseph's College, we have a reconciliation action plan where we work with our First Nations people here at St. Joseph's in our community of Geelong and the Wathaurong people. And we have a very extensive service learning program where we offer the students opportunities to care and sign up for different programs in our community, such as the Mac and Joe's cooking program, where the students cook for palliative care families. And we also have Enviro Service, so we're supporting Pope Francis's Laudato Si statement through participating in environmental service on our grounds and in our community. And we are also planning a student immersion with our brother school in Kinseka in Uganda. We had a staff immersion last year, so this will be our first one post-COVID, where our students will be walking with our brothers and sisters over in Uganda. And we also have a new system in our sustainability program where we have a new purple bins where we are collecting bottles, and the funds are going to partly to the Boys Vote, on which organisations, and for example, this term for Edmund Rice Day, we're celebrating the funds will go to Edmund Rice, and then other organisations that the students vote for. So just some of our initiatives the boys have a report on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Mary. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share before we close for today?
Brother, may I answer to your question? Or
Yes, yes, anyone. Yeah, you're welcome, Dalji.
Brother, this meeting has helped us, to connect with the peers and youth ambassadors across the region and globe. And we have re-admired that if whatever we say, we are heard, and we'll have an impact on a better and just place for future generation. And also, if we can have a Instagram page or an WhatsApp group to connect with the youth ambassadors across the globe to share our, to our programs and whatever we do in our school, so that even the other schools can have a follow-up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. And yeah. If we can even hear from Lachan or okay.
I think it's just so great that we have this strong community here that are all doing such great things in their own communities, and that there's so many schools all around the world that are doing such good things, especially around the SDGs also. There's a lot going on there, and I really enjoyed hearing about all your projects that are going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, brother, I would say, to be honest, I really enjoyed Grace's reflection at the start. I'd actually love a copy of it just for my own sense of staff. The poem was beautiful. So even just something like that, I agree with that, what the young man just said too. Hearing other people's projects and what they're doing and how they're going about it is really good, because it gives you little ideas like the tie idea and whatnot. So it's great to see the partnerships going on.
Thank you. Thank you, Lachlan.
Thanks, Brother Tino, for that. I would agree with all the excuse me, all the sentiments. I can't remember the young woman's name who just spoke, but I think she raised a really great question around how does how does this network, this incredible network, share? What platforms? What means of communication do we have to share some of these initiatives, and at what point can schools tap into those? I think forums like this are really a really important part of that process for sure. But it does, yeah. If you could just fill me in, and perhaps anyone else, are there existing forums or places where young people can connect and share about their initiatives, or is there something that we could develop?
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much, Adam, for that. One platform that's already there is the ERI Facebook page for youth ambassadors. Okay, so Brian, would you like to say something about that, Brian, quickly?
Yes, that was set up quite a number of years ago. I understand that many young people, or most young people, have moved away from Facebook, so it's not one that's particularly active. We do have a presence on Instagram, and we were on Twitter, but we were unhappy with the Mr. Musk's activity, so we switched to Blue Sky, and all of those social media platforms are mentioned in our newsletter. So I'm not an expert in social media, unfortunately. We have an internship program. We've had young people come to Geneva and work with us, and they were ones who were very helpful in getting us involved in social media. But with COVID, the internship program sort of stalled, and we're just in the process of reviving it. And in fact, we'll have an intern from Perth joining us in September, Richard's cousin actually, and also we have an intern from Peru joining us. So that might be something that a job we can give them to perhaps reinvigorate our presence on social media, but that'll be later this year.
Yes, and Adam, as the bride pointed out, we are very poor on these new platforms of social media, and it's something that any help in that area would be most welcome. But we'd love to have some sort of a safe space, okay, where our youth ambassadors, okay, can share stories of their activities. And one of those safe places really is this. And so that's why we are offering this at least twice a year to everyone. Thank you. Anyone else who'd like to? So
Thank
God
you.
bless
Thank
and
you,
have a
Tina and Brian,
wonderful
for
day.
organising.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. You're
Thank
most
you,
welcome.
everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank
God